So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take an end. And when you're doing this, never assume that your edge is straight. Even if you got it at the quilt shop and you watch them cut it with a ruler, doesn't matter. Never assume that it's a straight edge. What I want to do is I want to make sure, first of all, I do not use the mat. I use the ruler to measure. And I want to make sure I can tell that this comes in. So I want to make sure the edge of my ruler is before that cutoff there. Here on the ruler, you can see that there are cross lines. And these cross lines mark at your 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch, 3/8, half, etc. So I don't care about which one's which. I just want to make sure that I choose one of those lines all the way across, and I'm going to line it up, again, making sure that the ruler is inside that edge at the top. And I want to make sure that it's lined up perfectly on that line. So now that I know that this is straight and this is on the fold, so you see this is on the fold, right? So now that I know that this edge is straight, this gives me my 90-degree angle. When I go to cut, I put, the rule is you need 3 points of contact for anything to be sturdy, right? For this, we're going to use 5 points of contact, 4 fingers and a thumb. And the reason I do this is so that way you're spreading out the weight instead of, a lot of people I see do this, but all of your weight is centered right here. And if you do that, then you're going to end up, when you cut, you're going to end up pushing your ruler. That's how it slides. And we don't want that, right? So instead, what we're going to do is put this back where I had it. And I'm going to lean onto this hand so it spreads out the weight, right? So the weight is not focused on 1 point, it's on 5. Then I'm going to try and keep my rotary cutter straight up and down. You don't want it at an angle. A lot of people tend to do it at an angle because, you know, we want to see where we're cutting. But you want to keep it straight up and down as much as possible. And I just go just past my hand, and then I move my hand up. So that way you're moving the weight. That gives you an almost perfect cut every time. So now we have our straight edge, and we know that it's straight because we just cut it. So now I'm going to flip it over, which this is a lot of fabric on this little space. That's okay. We can make it work, right? All right. Now, see, if I was smart, I would have cut this down a little bit. But that's okay. All right, now we're going to measure 2.5 inches. Again, I do not use the mat. I use the ruler to measure. And since I know this is a straight edge because I just cut it, make sure it's lined up right, then I'm going to come on the ruler. This is a 1/2 inch from the edge to this first line, this orange yellow here, that's a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to come to the 2-inch line, so 1 inch, 2 inches, and I'm going to line it up on that straight edge that I just cut, and I'm going to line it, maybe, there we go, right on that 2-inch line. And this is where it helps if your fabric is starched and pressed. Okay, so, and again, we're going to start 5 points of contact with my hand, go up, move my hand, and finish the cut. There you go. So now you have a 2.5 inch strip. Now, and you know that this edge is straight so that when you unfold it, that it's going to be straight and not wonky. It's going to be straight.